Someone in your life is playing a game with you right now. And the scary part is, they have been playing it for so long that you do not even know the game is happening. But after this video, you will. And the moment you see it, you cannot unsee it. Stay with me. You already know this person. You feel them before they even open their mouth. Every time you finish talking to them, you feel tired, heavy, like you did something wrong but you are not even sure what. They make everything your fault. They twist your words. They make you say sorry for things that were never even your mistake. And the most painful part is you keep going back. Not because you are stupid, but because nobody ever gave you the words to stop it, until today. There are 3 questions that will completely stop a person like that in their tracks. Not with shouting, not with drama, just 3 calm, simple questions that hit like a truck. Let us get into them. 1. Can you give me one specific example of that? One of the biggest tricks a manipulative person uses is what I call the giant blanket attack. You know exactly what I am talking about. You always do this. You never listen to me. You constantly cause problems. You have never once supported me. Always, never, constantly, not once. Notice those words. They are not there by accident. Those words are designed to knock you off your feet. Because when someone tells you that you always do something wrong, your brain does not stop and ask for proof. Your brain panics. It starts running through every single memory it has, looking for the moment they are talking about, trying to figure out if you are guilty, trying to say sorry before it even stops to think. And while your brain is running around in circles doing all of that scared work, they are standing there winning. That is the whole game. So here's what you do. You stop, you breathe, and you say, "Can you give me one specific example of that?" That is it. Watch what happens next. A normal person who was just upset will actually stop and think. They might say something like, "Last week you said you would call me, and you did not." Good. That is a real moment. That is a real conversation 2 real people can have. But a person who was just using big words to scare you will not have an answer, because there is no answer. The accusation was never about a real moment. It was about making you feel so guilty that you would stop asking questions and just do whatever they say. So instead of giving you an example, they will do one of 3 things. They will get louder. They will say something like, "See, this is exactly what you always do. You are trying to twist my words." Or they will suddenly start talking about something completely different. All 3 of those moves tell you one thing. There was never a real example. The whole thing was made up to keep you small, and you did not yell. You did not cry. You just asked for the evidence. And the fact that they had none said more than any argument ever could. Anytime someone hits you with the always and the never and the constantly, ask for one specific example. Just one. Watch how fast everything changes. Now think about one person in your life right now who talks to you like that. Picture them saying those words. Now, picture yourself sitting completely still and calm and just saying, "Can you give me one specific example of that?" Feel that quiet power. That is exactly where we are going. Keep watching. 2. What would you like me to do differently? This question sounds too easy. It is not. This question is a door, and manipulative people walk right through it and fall every single time. Here is something most people never realize about people who try to control others. They are not complaining because they want things to get better. They are complaining because they want you to feel bad. That is it. That is the whole plan. Think about it. How many times have you talked to this person and actually left the conversation feeling like something got fixed? Probably never. It always ends the same. You feel bad. You say sorry. You try harder. And 2 weeks later, the exact same conversation starts again from the beginning like the first one never even happened. That is not 2 people working through something hard. That is a machine. A machine built to keep you feeling like you are always behind, always not enough, always owing something. So here is how you turn the machine off. The next time they start firing complaints at you, not talking to you, not asking for help, but just throwing problem after problem at you like rocks, you stop. You do not say sorry. You do not say you are right. You look at them and say, "What would you like me to do differently?" That is it. This question does something that completely breaks their plan. It takes all the weight of the complaint and puts it back in their hands. Because if the complaint is real and they actually care about fixing things, they will have an answer. They will say something like, "I would like it if you called when you are running late." Or, "I would like it if we talked before making big decisions." Good. Now you have something solid. That is what a real relationship sounds like, even when it is struggling. But a person who only wants your guilt will not have an answer, because they were never looking for a solution. They were looking for your shame. So they will say things like, "You should already know. If you actually cared, you would figure it out yourself. I should not have to explain this to you." And every single one of those answers is saying the same thing underneath. "I do not have a solution because I never wanted one. I just wanted you to feel bad. A person who cannot tell you one single thing they want you to do differently does not want you to change. They want you to stay confused, because a confused person is a person they can control. Do not give anyone that kind of power over you ever again. I need to stop here and say something straight to your face. Some of you watching this right now have been trying to fix yourself for someone who never actually thought you were broken. They just needed you to think you were, because a person who thinks they are broken does not walk away. A person who thinks they are broken stays and keeps trying to earn love that was always theirs to begin with. You were never the problem. You just did not have the right words yet. You have them now. Let us finish this. 3. Is it possible that you are wrong about this? This is the big one. This question does not just show you who you are dealing with. It shows you whether or not this person is even capable of having a real, honest, grown-up relationship with you at all. Here is the one secret rule that every manipulative person lives by. The rule is, I am always right and you are always wrong. Think about every single fight you have had with this person, who always ends up saying sorry, who always ends up being the bad guy, who always walks away carrying all the blame. You. Every time. Because in the story they tell inside their head, they are never the one who caused the problem. Everything they do is just a reaction to something you did first. So in their version, they are always the good guy and you are always the reason things went bad. And if you ever dare to say, but wait, maybe you played a part in this too. Something happens in the room. Something dark. They shut down completely or they explode. They bring up something you did 2 years ago. They suddenly act like they are the one being hurt right now. They make you feel so guilty for even suggesting they could be wrong that you end up apologizing for bringing it up at all. Let me be very clear. That is not what normal disagreement looks like. Normal people get a little uncomfortable when they think they might be wrong. They push back a little. But at some point, normal people can say, okay, maybe I did not see that right. A person who is using you cannot say those words. Not ever. Because the moment they admit they might be wrong one time, the whole thing falls apart. Everything they used to control you was built on the idea that they always see clearly and you never do. One crack in that wall and everything collapses. So here is what you do. The next time you are in a moment of conflict and the conversation is calm enough to allow it, not when things are boiling over, but in a real quiet moment, you look at them and you say calmly and slowly, is it possible that you are wrong about this? Not you are wrong. Not you are always wrong. Just, is it possible? You are giving them the smallest, softest way out. A tiny door they can walk through and keep their dignity. A person who is honest and who actually wants things to be good between you will take that door. They will say, maybe I overreacted, or I might be seeing it wrong, or let me think about that more. That right there is real. That is the first brick of something solid. But a person who has been using you will slam that door and throw a chair at it. They will attack you. They will make you feel like a terrible person for asking. And that reaction, that scared, loud, ugly reaction to one calm and simple question, is the biggest sign you could ever ask for that you were right to ask it. Because here is the truth. A person who loves you can say the words, I might be wrong. A person who is using you cannot say those 3 words to save their life. Remember that. Write it down if you have to. Now let me say something that needs to be said. These 3 questions will not fix a broken person overnight. Some people have been playing these games so long they do not know any other way to be in a relationship. That is not something you can solve for them. But here is what these questions will absolutely do. They will change you. The moment you stop swallowing big sweeping accusations and start asking for real examples, you change. The moment you stop saying sorry by habit and start asking for real solutions, you change. The moment you can look someone in the eye and calmly ask if they could be wrong without your hands shaking, you change. You stop being the person who absorbs every hit. You start being the person who reflects things back. And that is what a person like this cannot deal with. They are not scared of your anger. Your anger actually feeds them. They are not scared of your crying. Your tears tell them it is working. What scares them more than anything is your calm. A person who is still and clear and asks honest questions without panicking at the silence is their worst nightmare. So here is your one job after this video. Write these 3 questions down somewhere you will actually see them. Not because you need to memorize them word for word, but because writing them down means you are telling yourself something important. I deserve people who can answer honest questions. I deserve someone who can say, maybe I was wrong. I deserve conversations that actually end with both people feeling okay. That is not asking for too much. That has never been too much to ask for. If someone came to mind while you were watching this, and they kept coming back more than once, that is not a mistake. Pay attention to that. If this video helped you see something more clearly today, send it to one person in your life who needs to hear it. You never know who is carrying something heavy right now, and just needs one small shift to start feeling lighter. Drop in the comments which question you needed the most. Number 1, number 2, or number 3. I read every single one. And if you want to keep building this kind of quiet, steady, unshakable confidence in yourself, the next video is already sitting there waiting for you. I will see you in the next one. One shift in how you see things and suddenly everything starts to make sense.